When I came to Russia in 2000, the first thing that got my attention about St Petersburg is that it is a real historic city. The houses, they date back to past centuries, and the architecture has been well thought. Every Saturday we went for a stroll in the city. We would visit the museum, or just walk in the streets. May is the beginning of the summer white nights. We found it fascinating that the sun would go down at around midnight, and it was necessary to always have a watch, because trusting the sun for a time was just misleading. There is that fabulous side, but we soon found out that we are not free to go for a walk whenever we wanted. Russians may do that, not us. Our skin color is just a death threat.
Racism and xenophobia are on the rise in Russia.
A 28-year-old student from Senegal has been shot dead in St Petersburg.
Police found a swastika painted on the murder weapon.
When I got to the scene, I saw a body lying there, not moving. But I couldn't take it that it was Samba. It shouldn't have happened.
Vous voyez, dans la solitude, des fois, tu n'as pas de référence, ou bien à qui parler, ou bien à qui te confier. Mais pendant qu'il était là, je pouvais calmement me confier à lui dire ce que je pense. Et il me dira toujours son point de vue.
7th of April 2006, the day that revealed the dark side of the White Knights to Mohammed.
I can't tell exactly what happened. I saw nothing.
A group of African students were returning from the Apollo nightclub.
I didn't see much. I just can't understand why people can be so cruel.
As they reached this arch, somebody suddenly ran out of it. He aimed at the Africans and fired, killing one of them, killing one of the Africans.
For these police officers, the scene has nothing unfamiliar. It is also a usual scene for these African students.
We just came here to study, nothing more. And we will not take anything away.
The 28-year-old Samba Lampsar is the victim. He was studying for a degree in telecommunications. Now, he will never graduate.
Time flies away, but feelings stick around. After his death, I went to see his body at the mortuary. I wanted to make sure he was handled with dignity, because when I spoke to his mother, she asked me to check out how the body was kept.
Saul's death was just the latest in a long series of incidents targeting Africans, Asians, and non-Slavic peoples from inside Russia or other ex-Soviet republics. In one of the worst cases there, a 9-year-old girl from Tajikistan was beaten to death by skinheads while walking with her family 2 years ago.
I should say that it is actually very worrying for Africans alone. From late November 2005 to May 2006, the murder toll amounted to 7. 5 blacks and 2, let's say, 2 Northern Africans. 7 deaths. This is an average of 1 murder per month.
He was a good student. His mother is sick.
Just like Mohammed, these Vietnamese students are suffering the loss of a friend.
His sister is getting married soon. His father died a year ago, and today he has been killed.
Vu Antoine was set upon on an October day by a group of thugs near a metro station. They beat him up before stabbing him to death. Tuan, a student at the St Petersburg Polytechnic Institute, was just 20 years old. His loved ones will never see his smile again.
Начальник милиции пообещал, что мы быстро раскроем его.
А быстро это когда? Через месяц или год? 2 месяца.
Предполагается, мы милицию, охрану дадим, сопровождение.
In the different mass media, we can read the only information about the attack on the foreign students or foreign citizens. The real number of attacks is up to several dozen per week, I would say.
In September 2005, when Samba was still alive, a Congolese student lived here with his girlfriend. At the girl's request, he went out in the night to buy her something from a shop. She waited for him to return in vain. When she went out after him, she found him disemboweled. On the 24th of December, we were here amongst friends. We decided we should not miss the Christmas festivities. We were getting dressed for a night out when Alphonse's cellular rang. The news was that a Cameroonian student was stabbed to death. The caller insisted his body is lying here. He is lying here right now. It went like that until they killed Samba. You should agree that enough is enough.
An Indian student has been killed in the Russian city of St Petersburg in what police say may have been a racially motivated attack.
When the police came, they started asking such questions. What's your name? Are you drunk or not? Rather than helping the man first of all. He is a human being after all. And the ambulance took 25 minutes to arrive. 25 minutes! This is just unbelievable.
Вообще, пока он вообще-то привезли в скорую помощь, это такая в состоянии уже ухудшилась вообще-то, уже в бессознательном состоянии, он не может дышать, не может ничего.
Outside this student hostel, the young men found their friend, Nitesh Kumar Singh, lying unconscious. He was bleeding from multiple stab wounds to the neck. His attacker assaulted him in the neighborhood, and he managed to reach the address where he lived. But it was too late. The 27-year-old medical student was pronounced dead shortly after being rushed to hospital. The Apollo nightclub, the last place on Earth where Samba had been, body and soul. Minutes later, he parted company with the living.
When I got to Krasnokorsk, the murder scene, I saw a group of people. It was still a bit dark, and there was a body in the middle of the road. I ran to get close, wondering at the same time, is he wounded? Have they called the medics? Some people replied, medics for what? Samba is dead. Right there, I said to myself, he never did anybody wrong. He was such a guy who had no enemies. Everybody loved him. How could that happen? They started then to tell me that they were a group of 6. And that they were fired at, and he was hit. I saw a body lying there, not moving. But I couldn't take it that it was Samba. It